money calling my name. What a shame, I'm just a slave to this dirty game.
I mean, the host should start with the ball, right?
All right, man, we are here for a Cut Talk special. Got my homie Pedro Hardy here. It's early, but the gym is empty. So that's how we do it, man. We're going to get some shots up, and I want to hear this man's story. So we're going to do two scenes, one on the court and one sitting down. But again, thank you, my boy, for being here, man.
Always. Appreciate you having me.
Like I said, I'm old, so we ain't going to do no ones, man.
No.
But I want to see that jump shot, sir.
I mean, you the one with the jump shot. Oh, man, on camera.
Yeah.
They got me on camera right here.
But, hey, man, I want to just start out with the basics, bruh. Where you from?
From Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
What part?
East side.
Ooh.
You know, over there, Holding Center.
Yeah.
We was there, I think, like 7 years.
Okay. How many siblings you got?
7.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Where you falling, like?
I'm the second oldest.
Okay.
So, 4 brothers,
Okay.
2 sisters, and
Yeah.
it's just like, man, you know how it is with
Yeah.
big family. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it was a lot crazy.
Yeah.
Moved to the south side.
Okay.
That's where it started. You know, it started getting a little crazy.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah.
But you know, Milwaukee got so much beautiful things as far as like, it'll teach you a lesson, a good way. It'll teach you a lesson, but not to do.
Yeah.
So it's up to you to figure out like where you fall in place and all
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So
Right. I know y'all was competitive in there. 7 of y'all, man.
7.
Ooh. How many girls was in the mix?
Two girls. So
Damn.
yeah, man, it's a whole bunch of brothers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And sad part is about all of them is that, you know, I only talk to one now.
Oh, damn.
So you go from a big family of 7
Yeah,
till, you know what I mean?
You think that ever, like,
yeah, and it's
you
just,
ever talk to more of them? You think that ever happen?
I mean, you try to, but, you know, if somebody don't want to better themselves, they're not going to better themselves.
Yeah,
you
no,
know what
I
mean?
hear you. I hear you.
So it's one of those things that's like, I mean, just to anybody, even in our community,
Yeah.
you could give everybody all the game in the world, but if they don't want to accept it for
No, I hear
themselves, you can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
But what about you?
Oh, so yeah, I'm from Milwaukee. I grew up on the northeast side off 33rd and Thurston, right off Silver Spring.
Whew.
So so I have 2 older sisters, but I
Okay.
grew up with one of them.
Okay.
So yeah, it was 4 of us in the house, man. It wasn't too hectic, but yeah, man, the neighborhood I grew up in was cool. So that's where I got a lot of my game and shit, just ball, period, man. Because when I was younger, bro, I was a baseball player.
Baseball.
Baseball was like my first sport. But then when you get on the block, bro, ain't nobody playing baseball.
Nobody play
You know,
baseball.
we hooping. We might play a little football here and there, but that's how I really got into, like, just for the love of the game, just hooping.
It's the outlet.
So, yeah, man. And it's like with them other sports, you can't just go to a gym and just throw a football around by yourself. Or just go. You could do certain drills with baseball, but you just can't be in there just playing a full game of baseball by yourself. You look a little, they gonna think something wrong with you.
Man, you know what's funny is me being more of a football player than basketball. That was my biggest struggle.
Really?
Was, you know, everybody hooping, and I'm like, let's go throw the football around.
Yeah, let's play.
And obviously, you know, with hoopers, a
Yeah.
lot of times they don't like to get hit.
Oh, no.
So after that first couple hits,
Yeah.
everybody in the neighborhood started quitting on me, so I had to
hear
start
you.
hooping.
How old were you when you got into football?
I mean, football was my first love.
Okay.
Still my first love, and man, I think that was like 7 years old.
Okay.
I remember my uncle bought me a football for Christmas,
Yeah.
and that's it. That was it.
That got you hooked.
I cherished that football with my life, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean. It was one of those things that's like, man, he low-key saved my life that day without knowing.
Really?
Just because, you know, it's just like when you touch a basketball for the first time.
Oh yeah.
You know,
yeah.
you like, man,
Yeah, that's big time.
that's definitely big time.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things that's like, I don't think people know the impact of what a basketball, football could do
Oh man.
until, you know what I mean, you grow up later and you like,
Yeah.
damn, you know what I mean? Like, that's where it started.
Yeah.
But no, basketball is second love, and I mean, played at every level. So
Yeah.
for the most part, played a little bit of basketball, Wisconsin Lutheran College.
Okay.
And that was, you know, football was always my main focus. Basketball, honestly, I just didn't love it enough to.
Yeah.
You know, college ain't about having fun no more.
Right. It's a whole different mentality.
It's a whole, that grind was just like, do I want to do that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but yeah, that's. I mean, but as we all know, I think, especially in the NBA right now, basketball is like, from Wisconsin, the kids.
Yeah.
Man, tell me how many kids right now, I mean, out of Wisconsin that's in the NBA.
Man, it's a bunch of them, bro. Like we at the point where we getting one damn near every year, if you think about it.
And that's insane because we was known as a football state.
Yeah, but you would never see that before. You might get like one every couple years, but we literally, you could bank on one every year.
And it's not just people making it, bro. These people are having
they balling here.
Impact. Golden State Warriors, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, some other people that I don't know names, but they messing up their damn career acting stupid. You know what I mean?
Right. We get you.
But you know, you got the Kayvon Looney's of the world that.
Yeah, man, shout out to bro.
Yeah, you know, 3-time champion and, you
Yeah.
know, playing with literally the greatest shooter of all time.
Right.
You know, and that's crazy. You know, in high school, you remember he was the scorer.
He was
a scorer. So now playing in the pros, and he the big man, the rebound, and doing the little things that nobody likes to do.
And he look how long he been around for.
And that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, sometimes in life, you just gotta make that shift.
Yeah.
And if he could do it in basketball, I think a lot of people forget you gotta make that shift in life too. You know what I mean?
So let's recap with you, bro. Born on the east side, y'all moved to the south side. 70 y'all.
Yep.
Football was your first love.
Mm-hmm.
Then you hooped.
Yep.
So where you go to high school?
South Division, shout out.
Okay.
You know, Swat House. You know
What year?
2008.
Okay.
So you know, the T. Shumps, the Fred Williams, and
Yeah.
Steve Whites, all them.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it was crazy. It was my upperclassmen, but man.
Yeah. Man, shout out to Raymond.
Raymond too.
Yeah.
That's another one. Big Ricky.
Yeah.
Rick Means. Man, the list. You know, shout out, may rest in peace, Dave.
Okay. Yeah.
You know,
for
my
sure.
boy Dave that just passed away last year, or this year. I'm sorry. And but it's so crazy because I was just talking to somebody about this. South Division, we didn't really. You ever meet someone from high school and they're like, "What year are you from?"
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But at South, they didn't even like that. They just say, "Oh, you went to South?"
Yeah.
Like we have this like crazy love between upper and lower classmen.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, like I just don't see that in other schools. I mean, I ain't trying
yeah.
to knock on nobody, but it's always like, "What year are you from?"
Right.
Versus just like, "Oh, you went there," automatically accepted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, what school you go to?
Dominican?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You in that top echelon.
Yeah.
He in that echelon, son.
Man, we just worked hard, bro. And like, it was crazy. As good as we were in basketball, was as bad as we was in football, bro. I could tell you some stories, dog. And what kind of made me mad about that whole thing is, bro, Dominican had talent. When it came to football, we had the same talent, bro. It's just dudes was not committed like that.
That commitment,
Man.
that commitment is more important sometimes than actual talent.
Bro, the athletes we had on our team, like my senior year, we was 2-7. It was no reason for us to be 2-7.
Oh, you actually played football too?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I played football sophomore year through senior year. I should have played freshman year, but I'm a freshman. I'm just trying to get the feel for things. But then that next year, I'm like, yeah, I'm playing next year. Because I played all through my youth, so it didn't make sense why I didn't play freshman year.
Well, what position?
I played linebacker, receiver, played a little quarterback.
Look
To
at
be real, all that shit, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Look at, I didn't know you was
Man.
doing shit like that.
Bro, it like football, it gave me a different mindset. So when I hooped, everybody you just feel stronger. And it kept me in shape. So when the season started, I'm not huffing and puffing, just to get through a drill.
Man, I hear you on that. That's why at South, there was a rule. You had to run track if you wanted to play football.
Or do like cross country or something?
Yeah, so
Okay.
man, I just had a conversation, shout out Coach Matt and everybody. That was his mom's party I was at yesterday. And I remember my freshman year, I was like, yeah, Coach. I was trying to make an excuse not to run track.
Yeah.
I got to work.
Yeah.
And he said, look, man, you're not going to be my starting quarterback if you don't run track.
Right.
So I was like, man,
Right.
Everybody hates track. Anybody
Yeah.
that says they love track, you just a different person, bro.
Yeah.
I swear. And I remember my first ever track meet was against this guy, Gross. You remember Gross from Riverside?
I probably know the face.
He, Gross, not only was he a state champion in high school, Big Ten championship.
Wait, James Gross?
James
oh,
Gross.
Yeah. Man, that's fam damn near,
Yeah, so you see, obviously, so high school, legend.
Yeah.
College, legend.
Yeah.
Olympic, right person.
Yeah.
That's the first person I ever raced against. And I had Adidas shell toes on. I look over, this dude got glasses.
Oh, yeah.
He got the track shoes.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
No,
in my head, I'm like, bro, you look dumb.
Yeah.
I found out that day.
No, he different, bro.
He different in so many ways, but man, when I say he don't get tired.
Oh, no, that's what he do. Cause he ran AAU track.
Yep.
We ran on the same track team. Him and my sister.
Why am I not hitting shots today, bro?
Yeah, go ahead. Shoot.
I
get. And I think he hooped too.
Yeah, he was just an
athlete, bro.
Yeah, just a crazy athlete.
Yeah.
But I remember I'm like, man, this is I gotta run against?
Yeah.
So it was crazy for me. I'll never say I lived up to his standard.
Yeah.
But I remember from freshman year to senior year being that dog known in the city.
Yeah.
For that, everybody knows the 400 is the hardest.
Yeah, for sure.
And to be known as like that scary person you want to go against.
Yeah.
Like, man, that was a great feeling.
Yeah. You did it all 4 years?
All 4 years.
That's mad. Salute to you, bro. 'Cause what people don't realize about the 400, bro, it's a sprint, dog. Like,
It
it's
is.
an actual sprint.
It was that, man. You want to throw up?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Go
I'm
ahead
already
and
knowing, bro.
go ahead and run that 400 a few times.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Coach Harden too.
Right.
You know.
So when you was at South, bro, did y'all have who was y'all rival in terms of sports?
Sports, so Bayview was our football one.
Okay.
Lanier.
They're not too far from y'all.
No. Lanier and them. It was Lanier. Who else was it? It was Lanier, that Anthony White. I don't know, Anthony White played at Whitewater?
I think I heard of the name.
So it was crazy. Them rivalry games, man. You love them. Then shout out to my best friend Greg Reed. He played at Rufus King.
Okay.
And he played with Lance Kendricks.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Yeah,
He another one, bro. Him and Lance and James ran on the same track team.
Yeah.
For AAU.
And Lance, man.
He different, bro.
He was made for the NFL.
Yeah,
to be that big and that fast.
Bro, he was that big since he was little. Like, the same size, dude.
I remember, I was like, bro, ain't no way this dude about to keep up with me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, this dude fast.
Yeah.
And again, he's 230 pounds.
Yeah, different,
I'm like,
bro.
sheesh. But it's crazy, like, I graduated 2008.
Yeah.
And Lance and all these dudes, like 2000.
I think that was a little older. Yeah, a little older.
6, yeah. But it was so crazy, like, just being around all the upperclassmen and never feeling like they was my upperclassmen.
Yeah.
Just the love that everybody was showing at that time. The city is competitive.
Yeah.
But I felt like 2006 to like 2009 was different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What was your, what you graduated?
09.
09?
Yeah.
Like that. Man, so you seen what I'm talking about. You seen the Lance Kendricks. You seen all,
Yeah.
I'm just like, man, bro, like that, those years was, I wish I could have them back. You know what I mean?
Right. You can shoot. So let me ask you, bro, and we just being real. You grew up on the South Side. Y'all moved to the South Side.
Yeah.
What kind of kept you out of shit? Cause you know how the city is, bro.
What's crazy is that I remember going to South, right?
Yeah.
And I was walking to South, and we was on the South Side.
Yeah.
I remember it was like my 3rd week at South Division. Coming home, walking to school,
Yeah.
And I seen this gang member just shank somebody.
Wow.
This Mexican gang, I'm talking about broad daylight.
Yeah. On that.
And it was crazy because he had a Green Bay Packer jacket on, so he thought he was a Latin King.
Right.
So over there, like in the South Side, obviously everywhere in Milwaukee's game's big, but South Side don't wear yellow.
Right.
In certain parts. And when I saw this, and I'm like, man, this kid was 16 years old that got stabbed.
Damn.
So what I mean? Baby, and it's like, bro, he ain't in no gang. Let's keep it 100. What I mean? People ain't no gang. They act like it, but then they find out from real, like, this ain't a joke.
Yeah.
This is like it. So when I saw that, man, I was just like, man, I gotta, either I could join the people around me, or I could be the difference. And I mean, that's what I did, man. Just.
I feel you.
My little brother went to South too, so I was like, you know what, I can't. I gotta do this for him too. So
yeah, for sure.
I worked at Burger King on 15th and Lapham.
Okay.
6 p.m. to 3 in the morning.
Okay, do your thing, man.
You know what I mean? And that's that. That's how we got all our shoes. My mom couldn't afford none.
Yeah.
So every time we got little Jordans or something.
Yeah.
Even if they were real or fake.
Man,
sometimes it was the fake 11s. You seen on camera.
Yeah, man, it's all good, bro.
It was fake
just don't lift your foot up all the way.
And that's it. Hey, because you know if you do that a flap gonna come down. So, man, the fake Jordans and all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what it was, man. Just, my football coach, my brother.
That's what's up.
Just
man.
like, hey, man, you could be like everybody else, or you could be better. And that's what I chose, to be better, for real.
And, bro, shout out to your uncle who bought you the football, bro.
Yes.
You at least see something different.
Sometimes, bro, it's the people that you least expect that have the biggest impact.
Yeah. All right, bro, let me break it down again. Grew up on the east side, moved to the south side. Mm-hmm. 7 siblings.
Yep.
You go to South Division, football, track, basketball.
Yep.
All right, man, it's your senior year. It's time to figure out what you're going to do after high school, bro. What was your mindset?
So it was crazy because I remember having like boxes of like letters
and stuff. Yeah.
And again, it wasn't crazy schools. It was more D3 and stuff like that. But still, just having that feeling to say, like, man, I got shoe boxes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
And playing a position that wasn't my position. I played quarterback.
Yeah.
My whole time.
Yeah.
Because we had 17 dogs, and I remember my football coach was like, "You the only one smart enough to play quarterback." You know what I mean? So
you need somebody to orchestrate this shit.
Exactly. So and he was also being positive and having leadership skills.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, college, I want to play receiver because that's my real love is receiver.
Yeah.
And so when they came down to it, I was like, man, I could go all these other places, but I can go somewhere with my friends.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Isaiah, Dave, we had so many people go to Stevens Point, Stevens Point.
Man, shout out to the Pointers.
Yes, sir. And there, man, it was crazy, man. That was definitely a fun experience. I can tell you that. You know what I mean? What school you go to?
So I went to 3 schools, bro. I started off at Platteville. Then I went to a school in Illinois called Benedictine University. Well, they in the same
WOC.
Conference.
Yeah.
And then I finished my last year at Concordia.
Okay. MEC1?
Yeah. Not gonna lie, bro. When I was at BU, the way stuff was going, I'm like, hey, I'm done with this basketball shit, man. I'm done. I'm gonna just get my degree. Because I kind of just had enough. But then my best friend at the time was the starting point guard for Concordia. And me and him, bro, we talked damn near on the daily. And I'm like, yeah, bro, I think I'm going to just hang this ball shit up, man. And he was like, bro, no, come here. I'm like, man, I already transferred. I ain't trying to
do it again.
He was like, dog, just come here. So I'm like, all right. So I took a visit just to take one, you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
But, man, when just meeting the coach, just seeing the facility, I'm like, I could do another year. That was the best decision of my life, bro. It was like, that was literally the most fun I had in a basketball year. And we was good, too. So, man, shout out to them for that. Because, yeah, I was done. I was in a space mentally where I'm just like, this ain't for me no more.
Man,
like, this ain't for me.
It's a grind. Like, people don't understand, like, and no matter what level you play in college, because a lot of people, if it ain't D1, it ain't nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, man, you guys don't understand. Morning workouts, late night workouts, weightlifting sessions, school.
Right.
Then you got film. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, you got all these things.
Right, right.
And it's just like, this ain't for the faint of heart.
Yeah, no, not at all.
We're not just showing up to games and
Not
you
at
know,
all.
everybody, I love you. Like, no, like, and the other team feeling the same way you are. Like, we can
Right.
win every game.
Right.
Now, so I actually, after 2.5 years, I went to transfer to WLC.
Man, shout out to the Warrior.
You know-
I can say that now. I can say it now.
And man, my coach there he was just a different type of person.
Yeah.
He helped me out a lot,
Yeah.
man. Shout out Coach Miller. I was just going through a rough patch in my life,
Yeah.
and he was like, you know, he just dealt with me, and when I wasn't focused certain games because I was going through real life shit,
Yeah.
he never shitted on me.
Oh, that's what's up.
He just gave me more encouragement,
Yeah.
and it was just one of those things. I was like, man, again, just having impact. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
on
yeah, for
somebody.
sure. For sure.
And you know, I remember I forgot my junior year school record.
Really?
You know what I mean? 100-yard kick return.
Man, speak on that.
Yeah, man.
Speak
Hey,
on
listen.
that.
So, for some reason, I was feeling it that game.
Yeah.
Like every time they did a punt return,
Who was y'all playing?
we was playing up Lakeland.
Okay.
You remember Lakeland?
Okay.
So every time I had a punt return, I
Yeah.
was just like, I'm talking about shoestring tackles.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, I'm about to break one of these, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So then I have a funny story. Shout out everybody at WC if you know this. I never called fair catch.
Yeah.
I don't care how close they were. Everybody knew me. Like even my coach was like, "You gonna get yourself killed one day."
One day.
Yeah. So Lakeland, dude's coming up. I'm here in my head. I'm like, "Oh yeah, you about to miss. This is gonna be a home run, right?"
Yeah.
And man, he didn't miss. And he rocked my bell.
Yeah.
And I fumbled, and they scored. They scored on that possession.
Uh-oh.
And then so everybody's like, man, come on, it's a
Uh-oh.
close game, right?
Uh-oh.
So my coach, again, he had a big decision.
Yeah.
Do I bench him,
Right, right.
or you know, because you know at that point it's a crucial moment. It's the fourth quarter.
Yeah, yeah, for
So-
sure. For sure.
I remember he looked at me on the sideline. He was just like, and I was like, I got it. And so the play was to the right.
Yeah.
So I caught the ball and kick
Okay.
return. I go to the right, bro. They just flooded, blowing up people in the first line.
Yeah.
So I was like, and I swear to God, all I hear was, Pedro, what are you doing? Two people right here.
Yeah.
Broke them both off. Both fell. Hit the corner. I got a good block, and then it was
Gone.
school record,
Man,
100-yard
that's
kick
what's up,
return.
dude.
School record to this day still.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So you know, a lot of people they got their little accolades. That's one thing I can say I got is.
Man, that's what's up.
I mean,
man.
how many people say they got college school record?
Right.
You know?
Man, that's what's up. And bro, at Wisco, I love that area. I love the area. I love the campus. Like,
Yeah.
Wisco smooth, man.
It's a hidden gem that
It
people
is.
don't know
it is.
about. Real talk.
Only reason I knew about it because in high school, that's where summer league was. So we was there like twice a week during the summer.
Man, that gym, man. Shout out to DJ Willie, my brother.
Yeah.
Man, we used to. So they had open gym for the
Yeah.
students.
Yeah.
I used to sneak my boys in.
Yeah.
And it was funny because we snuck my boys in and we used to run the gym and
Oh
back.
yeah.
And they used to get so mad. I'm talking about basketball, people that's on the basketball team getting cooked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, man, they was like, Pedro, man, you can't be bringing these guys.
Right.
you know?
Right.
And I'm like,
They don't go here.
They don't go here. You know the rules and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's my fault. Did I stop? Nope. Right? Shout out to the one-way goons.
Yeah.
We still went. And man, I remember those nights better than some of the games because, it's just those times with your boys. Like just playing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Sometimes them open gym sessions, people don't know. If you're not a hooper, you don't know about the memorable open gym sessions.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. You ain't lying.
What's your greatest moment in college?
Bro, my senior year, so Concordia, they have what's called a CIT, the Concordia Invitational Tournament. So it's a bunch of Concordias.
Okay.
So all the Concordias like in the Midwest come together to like play this tournament. And my senior year, we was at Concordia in Nebraska, bro. Like Nebraska. I ain't never been there.
I didn't know they had
I don't
one.
know anything about it. But like their team was actually like legit. And the Nebraska one, I think they was D2.
That's what I'm
Pretty
saying. Like,
sure.
there's
Like,
D2,
yeah,
right?
they was deep, but we still did the tournament. So the first game, I think we played the Concordia from Michigan. Barely got out of that game with a win. And I ain't do too well that game. I was kind of mad. But like second game, at Nebraska, championship game, bro, we was able to pull it out in front of all they fans, bro. When I say
In Nebraska.
In Nebraska. When I say that shit was electric, dog, I'm no lie, dog. Again, I started off the game struggling. Last 2 minutes, bro, I went on like a 9-10 point just rampage, bro, just to get us back, and we was able to edge that out. But I swear to you, I'm not lying, bro. When we won that game, I saw some of their fans crying. Like, crying. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? Like, I ain't trying to, ish on what y'all got going on, but y'all crying over. I ain't never cried over as a fan, over a game. But
Yeah.
It was live there, bro, like, no lie. And shout out to Nebraska, because my little cousin live there now, and he got his business going on there, and he's an engineer out there. So it's actually a decent state. In Omaha, where he lives, it's a decent little town. So shout out to them. But yeah, man, that was electric. I ain't even gonna lie to you, bro.
So
Like,
what you do that game?
what I finished with, I want to say 15 points or whatever. I can't remember it. But like, bro, it was the nature of where we was, bro. We playing at Bay Gym.
Yeah.
And like I said, I struggled the whole game, but then at the end just randomly got hot. Cause we was, I want to say we was down double digits damn near the whole game.
Oh, man.
So,
Those are the best stories, though.
man, it was one of them things where I just got hot. And they're like, man, switch put. It was just too late. He was able to pull it out, man. And then we played Lakeland. I had a pretty good game at Lakeland when we played them, cause that was our rival. Like Lakeland was our rival. And what's crazy is my college career ended at Lakeland. About 1 fucking point.
1 point?
In the tournament, in the conference tournament.
That's man. Like, everybody always thinks like, what's your best 40-point game, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, unless you play real organized ball,
Right.
you don't understand how hard 15 points is to get.
Oh yeah.
You don't
bro.
understand how hard 10 assists is.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or even 5 rebounds.
Yeah.
When everyone is trained to stop you in every part of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then to throw some dirt on Lakeland, bro, just because they are rival. I 30-balled them the first time we played.
There
bro.
you see, look at them. See, that's it.
Throw some dirt on them, bro. I 30-balled them.
But hey, you remember that 1 point more than the 30, though, right?
Oh, man, that's still, I try not to think about it, though. But at the end of the day, man, shout out to them dudes, bro, like Justin Ward, Jake Schwartz. They had a good-ass team, bro. So, like, just the, not even just them, it was some dogs in that conference.
I mean, okay, I'm going to say this because I played in both conferences. The WEAC, the UW.
Yeah, no, that's different, bro.
Bro, I could say this
different.
on camera. People do not understand that the UW schools, they're damn near D2s. D2s, bro.
Bro, my freshman year,
We
Whitewater damn near was D1, bro. Not gonna lie to you.
We beat D2 schools. We played a couple D2, you know, like when they come for like preseason.
Yeah.
We played Azusa Pacific or something like that from California.
Yeah.
Smacked them.
Yeah.
Morehouse in the Minnesota, that's a D2.
Yeah.
Smacked them.
Not gonna lie to you, bro. One of the reasons I came to Platteville, they was #1 at the nation at the time. They beat Bradley. They beat D1 Bradley in the scrimmage. So when I heard that, I'm like, yeah, they different over there.
And
like they had a big man who I think he went to like the D League or something. Like they had some players, bro. People just don't know.
They don't in the public, especially in our city.
Right.
Even UW Milwaukee, shout out Mark Young over there, UW Milwaukee, my boy, like, that's a D1.
Legit D1.
A legit D1.
Yeah.
And people don't, in our city, I don't think people even appreciate the D1 we got in our backyard.
No.
And then, obviously, Marquette gets notoriety.
Yeah.
But, like, Milwaukee, like, just give us, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like we need to put more light on the colleges like that because I'm like,
facts.
man, you could give to the city so much while still having that D1 experience.
Facts. You ain't lying, bro. So let's transition, bro. Did 2 years at Point. Did your years at Wisco. It's time to graduate, bro.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I never graduated.
Really?
Never graduated.
Really?
And go. I thought you shouldn't. I didn't graduate. I actually had I dropped out.
Okay.
I was like, man, you know what? I'm making good money.
Yeah.
At that time, I got my little sweetheart.
Okay.
So I'm like, man, life is good, man. I didn't need that degree.
Yeah.
But then I was like, you know what? I'm so tired of these type of jobs, man, working for other people.
Yeah.
So I decided that at that point I'm going to start my own business, which is Influence Athletics.
Okay.
So a lot of people, you know, if they know me, they know Influence. It was a flag football league for adults.
Okay.
And I just got tired of the way like some of these flag football leagues was treating us. I'm like, we're paying you guys.
Yeah.
Y'all blatantly cheating for your boy.
Yeah.
You know, all this stuff. And I was like, man, I'm gonna change the game.
Yeah.
So what I did was I did John Madden picks.
Okay.
So not only was it, okay, we're gonna keep it fair, is I'm gonna talk about the games, like have a pre-game speech and then a recap.
Yeah.
And have a website.
That's dope.
And I'm gonna charge everybody the exact same price that these other leagues are, if not less, right?
Yeah.
And when that John Madden first one came out,
the
city went crazy. I had so many people hate me. This is stupid. We kept stats.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't keep stats.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of work on my end, but like, end result was, you know what? Change the game, because now everybody do something similar. To this day, everybody copied Influence Athletics, and I can say that
Talk your stuff, man.
because the people that run those leagues say that your league inspired this league.
Okay.
And the crazy part is, I had teams from Kenosha, Racine, you know, Cudahy, Milwaukee, Brookfield.
Yeah.
So
where did y'all play
at? St. Francis.
Okay.
So I was like, you know what? No matter what happens in my first season, if one team signs up, I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do. Right. 8 teams first season, and I'm like 8 teams, bro.
Yeah.
I was like,
that's big time.
I'm like, that's okay. Now we doing something.
Yeah.
And shout out to Noel and them. They wanted the kids from Kenosha.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. So you fast forward that, you know, I had some referees that didn't show up.
Yeah.
People didn't. Some people didn't make their payments, whatever. So it hurt me financially for those couple years. I mean, it forced me so bad that I had to file bankruptcy.
Really?
It was that bad, because I was making T-shirts too for the, you know, that, I mean, making the T-shirts and all that stuff. It was like,
that's money, bro.
It's money.
Yeah.
But the problem was, we got so big and people didn't pay that the overhead costs just crushed me, right?
Yeah.
And people always ask me like, do you regret it? And I'm like, never.
Right.
I mean, my business now, shout out me and my business partner Rick, Humble Hands Real Estate.
Yeah.
We would not be nearly successful if I didn't know those business practices.
Right.
From Influence Athletics.
Right.
Hands down.
So I think that's a perfect segue, man. We talked about your first business, so that's dope. But I think I want to take a break and sit down with you.
Let's go, man. I mean, you done made 55 in a row, and you know, I'm out here struggling, hungover, man.
But yeah, man, I want to sit down with my guy, man, talk Humble Hands, and I got some just real estate questions for him too. So this cut talk, we out.
Get it.
Yeah, that's dope, man. All right, man, we are off the court. We just sitting down, and like I said, we mentioned Humble Hands Real Estate when we left the court. So I want to dig into my man's real estate history, how the company started, and then just to give us some game on what to do in real estate. So Humble Hands, man, well, how did that start? How did that come about?
Man, so I went through a rough time in my life. I had Hardy Realty. So this is going to my 7th year. Started my career. I made $11,000 my first year.
Okay, it's a start.
So everybody that, you know, social media don't tell you that. Social media says be a real estate agent, you make $100,000.
Yeah.
You know all this, right?
Yeah.
I worked at a company, and it was a highly exclusive, it's called Powers Realty. Worked with NBA players.
Yeah.
She worked with the top of the top, Powers. Are you good?
All right, okay. Keep going.
So started my career at Suzanne Powers, and she's the person, the purple sign that you see on Lakewood Drive.
Yeah.
Right, all those big houses.
Yeah.
She's that person. And a lot of big agents that are running the game in this market came from her.
Really?
So, you know, the Jay Schmitz of the world, all those people. And if you didn't hear of these people, we're talking about multi-millionaires.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
for
not
sure.
talking about people that you see on YouTube talking about they make 20,000 in a month.
Right. Right. Right.
I'm talking about real shakers in our industry,
Yeah.
right? So when I started my career, I was like, man, I could be learning from these type of people, or I could go to Shore West, no disrespect, and learn to sell houses on the South Side.
Right.
My goal was, nah, bro, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to learn from the big dogs, right?
Yeah.
And I made 11,000, and I was like, damn, like I worked, bro, 7 days a week. I'm not. This 11,000 wasn't part time. This 11,000 was like grind.
Yeah.
Then second year, 43,000.
Okay.
So I'm like,
So
okay.
you see the
It started going. I'm like,
Yeah.
third year, 73,000, and I'm like, okay. By my fourth year, that's when I started hitting six figures, and I was like, at that point, I'm like, okay, you know, I see this how this changing my life. I bought my first house.
Yeah.
You know, so now I'm not just being a real estate agent. I'm living it.
Yeah.
I'm seeing the benefits of it.
Yeah.
And you know, doing that stuff, it was going real good. By my fifth year, you know, me and my wife split up, separated after 14 years.
I'm sorry about that, bro.
Man, thank you. But you know, things happen for a reason. I was so distraught that I stopped real estate completely. For like 6-7 months.
Really?
Like my past clients, I just gave it to other people.
Yeah.
And then at that point, I was like, man, I remember I was like, I miss it so much.
Yeah.
And
for sure.
I miss not just, I didn't miss like the commissions or anything like that. I miss the people, the grind,
Right.
the changing of life, right?
Right. Facts.
And so this is, you know, Humble Hands at this time. Humble Hands is actually a barbershop, but
Really?
it's owned by my partner Rick.
Okay.
So he owns Humble Hands barbershops in the South Side.
Okay.
Rick been cutting my hair for ever until you see what it is today. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing there no more.
Yeah.
But he was the most humble guy ever, and everybody knows Rick. Knows he's very well off.
Yeah.
But he's a guy that it's in the crowd that you do not even think has wealth.
Yeah.
You like look at him, and I can say this because that's my boy, and he's gonna laugh when he sees this, right? But then being around him, and he owns, I don't know, he has like 40 tenants. Yeah. And we're still building this empire.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, like Humble Hands Real Estate, like it just has a ring to it. It's different.
Yeah.
It's who we are in our core. It was
Yeah.
humble, right? So we got together last July. We just started last July. And last year, what the public doesn't know, the average real estate agent that works 40 hours a week will do less than 4 transactions, make less than 50 grand, right? We did 4 transactions in our first month of business.
Shout out to y'all.
Like,
Shout out to y'all.
And you know, we ended the year very happy.
Yeah.
And we're like, man, if we could make it in the hardest real estate market, this is us. We're gonna take over.
Oh, for sure.
So yeah, but that's you know how it started. And then this year, we switched from not just helping people buy and sell real estate. We're now like buying it ourselves. So we actually have a flip going live in 2 weeks.
Okay.
We got 2 listings going live in 2 weeks.
Okay.
So like it's not just helping other people.
Yeah.
We're creating the wealth for ourselves.
Oh, facts.
And now we're gonna show the blueprint to the public.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Which I think a lot of people don't do that nowadays.
That's dope, man. And like, shout out to your homie Rick, because I'm trying to have some stuff going on with barbers, so I'm gonna have to link with you after.
Oh yeah,
after
he's
get
definitely,
bro.
He's a legend on the South Side.
Yeah, but just in terms of real estate and just the market now, and I want you to speak to like young families who thinking about buying a home, because I got a guy who thinking about buying a house right now. What advice would you give to them in terms of like purchasing a home right now?
Man, I say this. I saw this video on Instagram that said, "What is the biggest lie ever told?" Right? In my opinion, there's 2 lies.
Okay.
Number 1, the devil is saying that he doesn't exist.
Facts.
You know what I mean? If you're religious, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, fact. Go, yeah.
Yeah, right? Yeah. And number 2 is it's not that simple. Like, just that statement.
Speak on it.
So,
speak on it.
In my career, my mentor, shout out, his name is Rick too. He's a real estate legend.
Yeah.
Multi-millionaire and the most humble guy ever. Not even my business partner. It's crazy that they're both named Rick. But Literally, real estate agent is very simple. All we're gonna do, I don't help no one buy or sell. I
Yeah.
help people advise their own decision. You
Okay.
know you want to buy a house.
Yeah.
My job is to make sure, hey, here's the path to do it,
Okay.
right? So it's not that simple. Well, it is that simple.
Yeah.
You want to buy a house, number one, start a budget, a written budget. I'm not talking about, oh, I know this sale coming out, I think on the 10th or 12th. No,
Yeah.
spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Have a spreadsheet. Look at it. I look at my spreadsheet every other day.
Yeah.
The most wealthiest people I know has a spreadsheet
Mm.
or some type of form of it.
Yeah.
Why do we have a spreadsheet? Because now we know where every single cent is going to.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, I'm embarrassed to say this, but I spent over 20 grand going out on clubs.
Mm.
Like, that's on camera, and I could show you guys that.
Yeah.
Like, that's facts. If I didn't have a written budget,
Yeah.
I would never know that I spent that.
Right. Right.
So, number one, have a written budget. That written budget is going to do two things. Number one is going to help you build your savings because now you know where your money's going.
Yeah.
People in Milwaukee do not have an income problem. We have a money management problem.
Speak on it.
Like,
Speak on it.
when I hear people say, man, if I make this much in a month, I'll be good.
Yeah.
I promise you this. I done made 10,000.
Yeah.
I done made 20,000. I done made up to almost 50 grand in 1 month.
Yeah.
And I still was living paycheck to paycheck.
That's tough.
And I figured out that it wasn't how much I made, it's how much I kept.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Because what happens when we first get money?
Going to that mall, man.
Mall, iPhone.
We going out to eat. We doing all that.
We're going to Miami,
Yeah.
right? You're buying all these unnecessary things. And it's like, man, if I look back, that's a down payment on a duplex.
Facts. Facts.
So, like, number one, written budget. The written budget will help you save money. It's going to help you build your credit up.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, stop listening to this fake credit repair companies. Please stop it.
Man.
All they're doing is they're selling you a dream and you're paying for it.
Yeah.
Because, okay, if I'm a credit repair company, right?
Yeah.
You owe a $5,000 balance on a credit card.
Mm-hmm.
You should pay that credit card down less than 30%, right?
Right.
Why are you paying me and then paying towards your $5,000?
I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I never really understood that. I never understood. You could just Google so.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
my thing is this: why are you paying this person? Just pay what you paying that person towards your balance,
Right. Right.
and keep your balance under 30%.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times you don't have to pay yourself off,
Yeah.
right? Shout out Julie Zielinski. She's my lender. Everybody sees her on social media. People don't understand it, and it's free. We tell people, you want to buy a house in a year?
Mm-hmm.
Come apply today. It's gonna mess up my credit. Your credit's already messed up.
Yeah.
At least she's gonna tell you exactly what to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of times I thought I had to pay my medical debt off.
Yeah.
She's like, you don't have to pay that,
Yeah.
or pay just this much.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm like, I'd rather pay a small chunk versus
yeah,
this.
Yeah. Right. Right.
Now I can put that money towards something else.
Yeah.
But a credit repair company's gonna tell you, you gotta pay this. I want to make the longest path possible
Right.
because now you're gonna be my client longer,
Yeah.
and you're gonna give me that monthly fee longer.
Yeah. Yeah.
So again, written budget, and then don't do the credit repair company. Just talk to a lender.
Yeah.
If you don't have a lender, talk to Julie Zielinski.
Mm-hmm.
Hit one of us up.
Mm-hmm.
We'll connect you. It's 100% free.
Oh, that's blood.
You know what I mean?
That's
I'll
right.
give you. I have a spreadsheet to get
Yeah.
for a budget.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is put how much you make, put your bills in there, and they'll
Yeah.
tell you how much is gonna calculate everything for you.
Mm-hmm.
Easy.
That's dope.
But you know, the crazy part is, ain't nobody gonna do it.
I'm gonna pray that we can touch some hands, man, and convince some people to do it. Cause like, bro, the info is it's practical. It's not like you saying, bro, you gotta go to school for 3 years, you gotta learn this. No, it's just like basic things to get yourself together. But man, hopefully somebody do that.
And that's it, right? And that's the thing. Like, I was talking to Kayla about this. She's in the life insurance industry.
Yeah.
I said, when she's doing this big event, I said, never do it free. Because when you make an event free, no one takes it serious.
That's real.
Like,
I ain't even gonna lie to you. That's true.
when people pay, now they like, man, I'm gonna get my money. I'm gonna show up.
Yeah, they invested in it.
They
man.
invested in it, right? So now I did a free buyer seminar last month with Julie, and we had I think it was 12 people come, right?
Mm.
The RSVP was 30, right?
Mm.
And it was a free event, and then all 12 of them are pre-approved to buy a house now.
Okay.
So that says that the information that they got
Yeah.
was valuable that we gave.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
now
for sure.
they're just not talking about it. They're being about it.
Yeah.
You know,
that's
buying
big time.
duplexes and single family homes.
That's big time. So let me ask a few more questions, brother. I'm gonna let you get out of here. In terms of buying a single family home or a duplex for, let's say, 4 units, and you live in one and rent out the other 3, or what would you prefer in terms of like what's the smarter situation?
Man, listen, I'm gonna say this. It's in my core.
Yeah.
Right now, you could buy a 4 unit.
Mm-hmm.
A 4 units. That means damn near a mini apartment building.
Yeah.
With only 3.5% down.
Okay.
So
You heard the man.
Here's the thing, right? You FHA loan, you could buy a 4 unit. That means you could live in one because you have to live in one in your primary residence, right? And then you got 3 rents coming in, which means your rent is covered, your expenses are covered, and you got money left over.
Right.
Do it. You know, a lot of people don't do it because they want the big yard.
Yeah.
They want all that. Here's the secret in real estate. If you ask anyone that has real estate, make the sacrifice for 6 months. Refinance out of that. Rent that 4th unit. Go buy your dream house.
There you go.
Now your 4 unit, just pay for that $300,000-$400,000 house.
You heard the man.
Because what you don't want, what I see a lot of people doing, single family is okay. I bought my single family home for $168,000. I sold it for $250,000. So I made a big profit, and I only put $5,000 into it. So you can make a lot of money. That's a big chunk, right? If I look back and knowing like my life now, I would have minimum did a duplex. Because whatever happened in life, I had guaranteed rent coming in. That guaranteed rent. I mean, people are losing jobs every day now, right? And people are struggling. And I'm like, man, if you had the extra income, because here's the thing: no matter what happens in the market always does this. People need a place to stay.
Yeah, for sure.
And what people don't understand is rent has gone up year after year. Some places 30%.
Yeah, it's crazy now, bro.
Did you know that if you look in the best areas right now, rent is minimum is $2,000? That's $24,000 a year on rent. And you tell me you can't save $10,000 for a house?
Right.
If you can't, where's your second job?
Right.
But you're too cool for a second job. You see what I'm saying?
Right. No, that's facts. Yeah, that's a whole different mentality we speaking to.
Whole different. So I say go to 4 unit. If you're single, especially like, I don't know if you knew this, single men make more than single women. Single women in America own more real estate property than single men. You know why?
Why?
Men chase the women.
He ain't lying, man.
And
he ain't lying.
We spend so much money impressing, right? Like, I'll be honest, I shop at Target. Most of my clothes is from Target, right? Most of my guys, you know, they fluctuate in and out, right? It's crazy that a lot of times your Jordan shoe or whatever your Yeezy shoe, a lot of times females don't even know what brand it is. That's for me to be like, oh, you got those 4s on. You got the breads on, right? So I'm just impressing.
You ain't lying, man.
I'm just impressing other dudes, but I'm thinking I'm doing it for the girls. And in reality, it's like, that's taking my wealth. And then if you look at, again, the single ladies that are owning this real estate, it's crazy because I know a lot of personal clients of mine that bought real estate, bought 1 property, and now they're on their 2nd or 3rd property. And they're building more and more. And I see my guy, I'm like, bro, you're working too hard not to be saving. Just sacrifice. I always say this: be in your no phase. Not your whole phase, your no phase.
There you go. Speak on it.
Just say no to, like, let's go to the club. Can't. Your real friends will never be mad at you. Your fake friends, you'll see them disappear. Which is another blessing, right? And it happened to me. When I start saying no, you say no to them, you're saying yes to yourself. Do that for 6 months as a single guy. Can you imagine if you have 2 or 3 properties as a single guy in your age right now? Think about the life you will have. Your life is amazing, right? Shout out to Danielle, shout out to your kids. But just think of the mentality, like right now, what would you do right now if you had 4 properties? That means they're paying all your expenses. Your dream car, everything's paid for. What are you doing?
I'm trying to find some more, man. I'm chilling. Every day I determine I'm living like that, man. And
it can happen. You just gotta, again, what's the biggest lie? It ain't that simple. It is that simple. So yeah, man. And then as far as real estate, like, I think a lot of people don't understand the real rules of it. Which I could, if you want me to. This is a secret that I'm telling you. A lot of people, you probably never heard of this. I didn't know this either. My first 3 years of real estate, I did not know this. I learned this now because on the investment side, a lot of people will buy a property. Let's just say you bought it for 100, right? Have it for a year, whatever. It built 50 grand in equity, right? So now it was worth 150, right? Your loan is probably like 70, 80, right? A lot of people will go rent somewhere, take that equity out, still keep the property, right? Let's say the property's mortgage is 700. They'll take the equity out, buy another property. So now this $700 payment is going to go up to like 1,100, right? Which is like, man, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Well, rents are going up so crazy that I'm gonna charge $1,300. So I'm only making $200 profit per month.
Yeah.
But I just took out 70 bands.
Right.
I just bought another property, probably a duplex, right? You're not gonna buy a car, you're gonna buy a duplex. So now I got 3 incomes. I went from 1 to 3. I wait another year, do the exact same, pull it out. Now 3 turns into 6. Now you go from making $200 a month till I'm making $4 grand passive income.
Right.
And I personally did not notice until I seen it in real life. And I'm like, oh, so one house just paid for all these houses. Because you only have to have 1 down payment for this first house. Think about it. You're not buying a down payment on these. Because that house is doing that. And so you just keep pulling and pulling and pulling. And again, I know people to this day that have 100, 200 properties that that's their strategy. Like, okay, I'm making, let's say, 1,000 in profit. Well, I'd rather make $200 in profit and buy 2 more properties.
That's wild, man.
That's the real secret, and that's what people are not going to tell you. If you YouTube this, you're not going to see a lot of videos on it.
Right.
Especially in Milwaukee, you're not going to see nothing because we like to keep the money away from each other. But that's the real secret. Is one property could help you buy other properties, and it's very easy to do.
Man, that's why I'm giving gems. But man, I want you to say the goals for Humble Hands, where y'all trying to go, and I'm gonna let you get up out of here, bro. What's the vision, bro? Where y'all headed?
Well, in 2 weeks, Humble Hands has a new extension called Humble Hands Inspections, home inspections.
Okay.
So now not only are we helping you buy as the real estate advisor, but we're actually gonna do home inspections.
Okay.
If you own a home right now, in our first month, we're actually gonna get free home inspections out.
Okay.
Plus, we give you a value. So when I go through your house, I'm gonna tell you what the safety concerns are and all that stuff, and I'm gonna tell you right now, this is what your home is worth. So then you can take the information like, you know what, I didn't know I had mold in the attic. A lot of times, 90% of people have attics, don't know they have mold because of proper ventilation, which is safe. It's unsafe too. That's kind of scary if you think about your kids. So we have that coming out in 2 weeks. Another thing is we're in the process of doing another biggest business adventure. Right now we're saving our ducks for it. I can't say a lot now, but I just say in 2 months, man.
We're coming back in 2 months.
Hey, you know what? I'll make sure I announce it here. But I promise you this: it's gonna be crazy to see a black and brown person do what we're about to do, and all the money's private. It's all our own money. It's all our own sacrifice, blood, sweat, and tears. And when this thing officially opens, I promise you this, man. Everybody's gonna be welcome and treated like a king and queen. I promise that.
Well, I'm excited. I'm about to pry my man off camera to try to get some info on that. But man, I just want to say salute to you, salute what you're doing in the city, man. Salute for what you creating, and just how educated and knowledgeable you are with this, man. And it's dope that you willing to give this stuff away to people, to wake people up. So man, it's all love over here, man. I want you to keep going, keep prospering, man, and giving them gems out to make people better, affect the city in the way that you're doing. So I appreciate the shirt, man. Clean, all that. My man still looks sharp on the court too. But we're gonna get up out of here, man.
We got kids.
Yeah, kids, wife. I probably got a haircut client waiting on me, man. But it's worth it to be here right now. But
appreciate you, brother.
That's Cut Talk Special.